My favorite thing about being a woman is our ability to tap into the divine feminine. And I've come to understand and learn that flow and being what it is that a woman is actually serves you a lot better than trying to use aggression or power to occupy spaces. My name is Olamide Ayomikun Olowe, and I'm the founder and CEO of Topicals. I launched Topicals in August of 2020. Topicals is a skincare brand transforming the way people feel about skin, and we do that through effective, science-backed products and mental health advocacy. I grew up in Texas, in a city called El Paso. I am a first-gen daughter of immigrants. Both of my parents immigrated from Nigeria to America around the time that I was born. And while I lived in the United States, I would say that my home felt very much like a mini Lagos or a mini Nigeria in a sense. When you're a child of immigrants, you realize that your parents worked really, really hard to bring you to this country, to give you a better life. And for me, that's just motivated me to do anything with the spirit of excellence. My mom used to say that anything that's worth doing is worth doing well. That's why I do everything with the spirit of excellence now. My team knows that whether it's branding or it's the way that we treat our vendors or it's the way that we build product, everything has to be done with attention to detail because that's what separates good from great. I was reading a book recently on this idea that perfection is us trying to get closer to something that we've seen before. And so in aiming for perfection, you're actually becoming less like yourself and more like something else because you're trying to measure up to something else. And I lived by that a lot recently, is this idea of good enough in a sense and not 100% there, but something that's 80 or 90% there, because that 10% that you're looking for, that 20% you're looking for to be perfect is you trying to conform to something that you've seen before. That's literally how our brains work. I think business has become something that people it feels so black and white to people. Business feels like it's either this or that. And I'm very inspired by Walt Disney. If you think about it, we go to Disney World, even though we know exactly what ride is gonna be there. We watch movies knowing that there is nothing tangible that we're receiving from the movie, but that just goes to show how far and how powerful imagination is, and that people will spend their last dollar to go to a concert and they can listen to that same song in their car. But it's this idea of experience and the storytelling and the attention to detail that goes into these live experiences. And so for me, the movie that we're creating at Topicals is this idea that perfect skin doesn't exist and that skin, just like life, is chaotic and fluid and messy. And it's really more about the journey of your skin versus this destination. This idea of being present has become something that's just been so top of mind for me because we really do watch our life pass by because we're not actually living it. We're planning for the next moment. While Topicals is the fastest growing skincare brand at Sephora, what I'm really proud of, the work that we've really invested in, is in creating more access and opportunity around mental health advocacy. I definitely have a personal connection to our mission around mental health advocacy. I didn't wear a swimsuit until deep into college because I was really insecure about ingrown hairs and bumps because I was someone who shaved when I was really young. And because of that, because of not knowing properly how to shave, because I wanted to fit in with everyone else, I ended up, having dark spots and ingrown hairs in my bikini area. And when I started talking to other people about it, it's interesting to see how much people have in common. A lot of the things that we're insecure about or we're fearful about actually connect us more than they separate us. And so that's why, for me, it's a personal mission to continue to advocate about the connection between skin health and mental health. Recently, I became the youngest Black woman to raise over $10 million in funding. For me, it is exciting. It's great to, break boundaries and to do things that we've never seen folks do before. But I also think to me, feels like we're still years behind, decades behind, because I shouldn't be the youngest. I shouldn't be one of few. I know that there is women who are just as smart as me, if not smarter, more experienced, more creative, but this idea of mismatch between access and opportunity. And so for me, I take it really seriously that I create space for other women to surpass me and to be our ancestors' wildest dreams. And so I, never take the pressure seriously because I think it's man-made. Pressure is man-made. But I also think pressure creates diamonds, and I think that I'm testament of what discipline, what access, what opportunity, and what creativity looks like. My favorite thing about being a woman is our ability to tap into the divine feminine. I think for so long, especially for a woman like myself who is in masculine or male-dominated industries, you want to be, I think, a bit more power first, right? You want to be a lot more aggressive. And I've come to understand and learn that flow and being nurturing and being empathetic and being what it is that a woman is actually serves you a lot better than trying to use aggression or power to occupy spaces. Being a woman means trusting yourself, trusting things that feel right, trusting things that don't feel right. I think your gut really does lead, and it tells you everything that you need to know. And I think we spend a lot of our time fighting against our gut and second guessing ourselves, when in reality, your gut will lead you exactly where you're supposed to go, because there are no wrong answers. The advice I'd give to anyone looking to start a business or chasing their dreams or trying to become one with themselves is this idea of speaking from a place of power. I think so often, because we're insecure or we're unsure of ourselves, we speak from a place of lack, or we speak from a place of timidity. And I think that for myself, when going through fundraising or when building this business and pitching it to others, I always pitched it as an opportunity for you to get on board for a train that was leaving, regardless if you wanted to be a part of it or not. And so I think for a lot of us women, especially when we go into these conversations where we're the only one, we really need to go in with power. I tell people all the time that if you're a Black woman starting any brand in pretty much any category, we know that Black women are the originators of a lot of culture. And so because of that, a lot of the categories, products, and spaces you're trying to occupy are quite literally billion-dollar industries. And so you have to speak from a place of the fact that your culture and you just existing can produce billions. You can find that place of power within yourself. Everything that you're looking for is actually within you. You shouldn't be searching outside. I think for so long, because of social media, because of our parents, because of just everything, we're always looking outside of ourselves, again, to this perfection or to this blueprint that we think is going to be the answer to all of our problems, when in reality, all of the things you're looking for are within yourself, whether it's the opportunity or the idea or the pain point that will create the next billion-dollar business, whether it's how you heal relationships with others. Everything starts with yourself. And again, I think so many of us think we know ourselves, but we have to spend a lot more time in silence, a lot more time in quiet, just trying to figure out who we are.